Welcome back to Beards and Brews, everybody. This week's review is going to be The Mummy from 1999, starring yours truly, George of the Jungle.
Yeah, Indy 3. This one's got Brendan Fraser.
Very true. Wait.
Indy 3?
Yeah.
So this is the first time that I've seen this since 1999. When did this movie come out?
1999.
All right, didn't remember any of it at all.
Well, I mean...
What's Benny doing in there?
It's on the tape. I hope it is. Just like... This just happens to be one of those movies that I grew up with, kinda. I loved it. It's like a really fun adventure movie. You steal as much as you can from Indiana Jones and you shove it into a pseudo-horror movie, and it's not a cynical piece of shit. That's The Mummy. Good stuff.
This movie has some, undeniable charm to it. You enjoy it when it's on the screen. Some of the things definitely look dated later on, especially whenever they start doing the face warping. That looks kind of awful, but other than that, it's a fun ride.
The scarabs, though.
Hey, leave them scarabs alone, okay?
See, I'm not really a big movie person, but this is one of the movies that I actually enjoy and I'll actually watch.
So the movie picks up, and we get introduced to the mummy man, who looks like Billy Zane, but it's not. So I didn't bother to look up his real name. He's just Baldy Zane.
Yeah, the prologue of this movie is like a giant flashback. We go back to whatever in Egypt time BC, and we meet Imhotep. He is the Pharaoh's priest, and he is looking real hard at the priest woman.
I mean, to be fair...
Oksana Bayul there.
Oh, no.
She's got her little Don't Touch Me body paint on.
That was just the look of the season, just that puss out.
Yeah, Oksana Bayul.
Do you know who that is?
I think she's a figure skater, right?
Yeah, from Russia.
Yeah.
Ukraine.
I can't know this?
Yeah, all right.
Well, I'm sorry.
It just seemed like a random piece of knowledge that, I don't know.
Well, excuse me, Chandler. Never invite me to Trivia Night again.
I'm frustrated. So yeah, the entire time, he totally wants to bang the Pharaoh's woman. And that's a huge no-no, to the point where you can't even brush by this woman, because she wears nothing except for body paint. And it's patterned in a way so if you were to touch her, it would smear, and you're guilty.
He knows that he can't touch her, and the first thing he fucking does is touches her.
As soon as it happened, I was just like, wow, rookie mistake.
Yeah.
Like, way to go.
And so the Pharaoh just shows up. He's like, the fuck's going on in here?
That's the Gene Simmons. Okay, I got it now.
No. That's not Gene Simmons. Did you see the Flavor Saver? I would cheat on that too.
Oh,
damn.
Right.
Dang, dude.
But anyways, he comes in, he's like, the fuck's going on in here? And the wife's like, nothing. He goes, but somebody touched you. And instead of coming up with anything.
Like,
she
it was such a lowball excuse. I could have just said, hey, I brushed up against a wall.
It was a cat.
I had an oopsie.
Anything. She immediately looks at the Pharaoh and then looks at Baldy Zane. And Baldy Zane's like, the fuck?
He didn't even hide. He's just like, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, and pulls out the Pharaoh's sword from his own waistband. The Pharaoh's like, I guess so. And then he stabs him.
Right here is when I realized that I thought she was hot before, but now she just kind of looks like Cher, and I'm not into it anymore.
Dark lady laughs and dances, lit the candles one by one.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
Respect Cher.
The attractive level for me plummeted as soon as I found out how much of a dumb bitch she is. They could have run away. They had an entire minute.
Anything.
Anything!
No one else thought she looked like Nicki Minaj in that wig?
Well, she couldn't. Nikki managed to escape, so she got her ass killed.
I was thinking a little bit like Katy Perry in that one music video. I don't remember.
With the Egyptian?
Fuck. Who cares? It's fucking unimportant. They get caught, and now they get mummified, which is justified.
Yeah. And boy, oh boy, this Pharaoh, he is so spiteful that he does the worst of these poor fucking dudes who just happen to follow Imhotep.
Yeah, he takes these golden dudes, like the Goldman group, and while they're alive, mummifies them, rips out their tongue, all their organs. He does the same thing to old Baldy Zane, Imhotep.
They were just rough with him. Cut out his tongue.
No wonder he's so emo.
Dang.
Well, that was The Mummy from 1999.
Thanks, everybody. But he puts him in there, and this is a fun little fact. I looked up the scarab beetle because I thought it was something special. It's just a fucking dung beetle. I thought it was really something different, flesh eating. No.
Nope,
It's
just poopy.
Shit rolling.
just a bunch of poopy.
You see them in the desert, but they keep rolling, rolling, rolling. And then we get introduced to the quote-unquote star of the film, Brendan Fraser, as O'Connell.
Yeah, we flash forward to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
We forget
Yep.
about my resurrection. We can forget about my resurrection.
For
That's
now.
all right.
And we get the French army versus the Vagine.
What?
What?
The Azerbaijan?
Yeah,
That's how that's pronounced.
I think that was what it was, the Vagine. And there's just, shooting and PG-13 violence where people get shot and they explode with freedom powder.
Well,
Yeah, we're up to 1923 now, so quite a big jump in time period.
Yeah, suddenly everybody's wearing pants.
Yeah, and we get Xena war cries. Like, and,
Is that what Xena sounds like?
yeah, and we get
I
introduced
did
to...
not pay enough attention to Xena.
What? She did
Really?
it every episode.
Yeah.
Every time she did anything.
She's hot.
Yeah,
Lucy
yeah,
Lawless?
Lucy
Lucy
Lawless
Lawless.
was hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucy Lawless as Xena, whatever. Lucy Lawless
Whoa.
in
Have you
Parks
seen-
and Rec
It-
is
No,
fine.
that's a
What?
big difference.
Did you see her in
That's a big
Spartacus?
Lucy
With
Lawless
the
and
brothers.
Like her,
Spartacus.
like
Ooh,
Oliver.
Topless all day, every
Yeah.
day.
All I'm saying, Lucy
Sweat.
Lawless.
Does that mean
in
she's
Park-
Lucy
in Parks and Rec.
Braless?
Look, she's hot.
Motherfucker!
Wait,
Yes.
I just got what you said. That's good.
And that's a good segue as well. So, Brandon Fraser's cornered by the French/Desert Army, and they're like, wow, something's weird. Let's skedaddle.
In this scene, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and Brendan Fraser's doing all of his own stunts, which is really cool to see, but at the same time, he's got this real bad habit of making an ugly face while he's doing them.
It's just his face.
I think that's just his face.
You think?
Yeah.
No.
He's got that
He
face.
ain't bad.
He's got some-
He ain't big.
He's got some shots later where he's a pretty good-looking dude,
He's a
but
good
during
looking
this,
man.
he's like, "Whoa," and the face just looks awful.
You didn't say no homo, so it's homo.
Look, if I want to gargle
like-
his balls, I will.
All right, that's fair.
Oh, jeez.
We're also shown, what's that one fella's name? The main bad guy,
Oh,
Gothic
Benny?
Gothic Egypt guy.
What,
The
Benny?
Magi.
Yeah, oh, the
Right.
Vajai, yeah.
The
Magi.
The Vajai guy.
Oh, yeah, Pre Malone.
Yeah, Pre Malone,
Yeah.
who the lady said was the best looking guy by default.
By default. Oh,
That
God.
was in the beginning. Just,
Yeah,
that's
that
what
was
I
in the
want to be said
beginning.
about me.
I changed my mind.
You changed your mind? Who's the better looking now?
I like the bald guy.
See, I'm for Brendan.
So we got a Brendan and we got Baldy Zane.
Yeah,
But you're
Baldy
partial
Zane.
to Billy Zane anyways.
I am.
I'm going with Bieber. I got Bieber fever.
Oh, you're talking about Roofer Bieber, aka Benny.
Yeah, we'll get to him.
All right, leave your votes in the comments. Team Brandon or Team Baldy?
Whoa, what about Bieber?
Nobody likes Bieber.
No,
Not even Bieber.
he's got that little
Lyme disease?
little dusty mustache there.
A little.
Oh, Christ.
But Brendan Fraser's running away from these guys on horses, and they got guns, and they're going to shoot him. And he's like, oh no, and he shuts his eyes, and then somehow Egypt saves him with some dust and stuff. Then he does like a little one-eye check, and hey, the sands of time, and Pre Malone show up and cut to 3 years later.
No, all of that's pretty much exactly what happened.
Yep, it's pretty
That sounds
quick.
confusing, but yeah, you got it.
It's pretty quick, and you just go, I guess.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
None of this matters. Just 3 years later.
Yes, 3 years later.
You grab a D battery, 1936.
And we get introduced to the love interest, Mrs. Eyebrows.
Mrs. Terrible Eyebrows.
Well, the thing is, she's a librarian. She hasn't gotten that part in the Dewey Decimal System.
And this is one of those movies to where it's based in olden times, to where
1923.
Yeah.
the great old years.
You can tell by the Sophia tone that everything has.
Yes.
Slightly yellow, you know.
And then we get treated to the fact that women aren't allowed to do anything, and they are also incompetent, even at standing on a ladder.
She doesn't make a very good case for women in the 1920s.
No.
I mean, she doesn't turn it over. She stands it straight up, you know? It's not the only thing she's standing straight up, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying
that.
they think women are so incompetent. She couldn't even be left in charge of cleaning her own mess up.
Yeah, she knocks everything in the library down. Fucking everything. And the man that she's apparently employed by comes wandering out. He's like,
Angry old guy.
stuff and things, women. Am I right?
High five.
Yeah. And then
With
cut to like,
himself.
what's his name? John Stamos. Just
Oh.
like a Full House segment.
Oh, ba-doo, ba-ba-doo. Wait, that's Family Matters.
Oh fuck, it is. Now you got it in my head. Yeah.
Have mercy.
But like Evie is just like so bent out of shape. She's like, ah, shucks, I destroyed everything. She just meanders through the museum in the middle of the fucking night for some reason, and lo and behold, her brother hiding in an
That's her
exhibit.
brother?
Yeah, Jonathan.
I never put that together.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Why else would he
They
be
call
there?
each other brother and sister.
I
The
wasn't
whole
listening.
movie.
Yeah, I'm just used to. Never mind. Let's leave that out of the cast.
Is this
A
another
doobie doo doo.
Yeah, it's another transsexual reference. Get out of here. So he's in there with a mummified corpse. So think about this. If you went to the Smithsonian,
The what?
Smithsonian,
All right.
and you were checking out the exhibits in ancient Egypt, and you're like, oh wow, check it out, it's King Tut. And then all of a sudden it opened up and King Tut jumped out at you, you'd be like, oh shit. And then there's just some fucking dude in there like, check it out, man. That's what happens.
But counterpoint, if you were at a Spirit Halloween store,
Yeah, you'd be scared.
Man, Spirit Halloween, the only thing scarier than her exhibits, their prices.
For real. Until it's like 2 days after Halloween.
Yeah, like a post.
But you gotta ask yourself, how long was he in there with that rotting corpse?
He was just one of those long haul jokesters. You know, he's in it for the long run.
He just likes it when they lay still like that.
I'm just thinking about
God.
Ted Bundy.
Oh, that's weird.
So the brother now has a very important artifact. He has the compass from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh no.
And apparently,
His thing is, his pops kept it in his asshole for 30 years.
oh,
Oh my
I
god.
hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 30 years. Now I'm giving it to you because your pops.
Woody, you're gonna have to put it way up there, way up in your asshole.
Yeah, but yeah, like for some reason he has this like Egyptian MacGuffin, and like the answer to this crazy mystery where this city is called Hamunaptra, and Evie and Jonathan have the balls to go back to their boss's office, the same boss whose stuff they completely destroyed 10 minutes ago.
And they're like, here, look at this piece of paper. It's very important.
And this guy, he definitely knows something. Like, you don't know how much he knows of the situation, but he holds the map, knowing how important this item is. And he's just like, burn.
Be a shame if this caught on fire.
Yeah.
Now, stay with me. When you see this happen, it's one of those scenes to where it's cute if you're not paying attention and it just lights on fire. But when you know what's coming and you actually slowly watch him take it into the fire, you're like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like-
no, don't do that.
He wasn't clever, he wasn't hiding, and he was just like,
Yeah, like me and the wife watched an episode of Cops, and this guy was like trying to get rid of his drugs right in front of the cop car, and
Just
he just
threw
threw
it.
it right in front of the
Just
cop. He
threw
goes,
it.
why are you throwing that right in front of me? You ain't even slick. And the guy's like, I didn't do nothing.
nothing.
So he burns up a page of the Kama Sutra, but he's like, hey, I know just the guy you all need. He's locked up over here in this jail. Why don't you go check him out?
Turns out that guy is good old George of the Jungle himself.
Tarzan.
It's Tarzan.
No, we thought it was Tarzan, and it turned out to be George of the
It's
Jungle.
George of the Jungle.
It's everything.
Who's the Mountie Man?
Watch out for that tree.
It's the Encino Man.
He was
Oh,
the Mountie
no.
in that one movie, right? What was it called? The Mountie?
Oh my god.
Fury
Oh.
Vengeance.
Fucking Rudy was in that movie.
Fucking,
We're
what
just
was
all
it?
naming different Brendan
with
Fraser films.
Snidely Whiplash. What's
Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do Right?
It's
One
Dudley
of those
Do-Right.
movies.
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser,
get at
that
us.
guy.
This podcast is sponsored by IMDb, by the way.
You know, big credits out to our boy Brendan Fraser, one of the first guys to come out and say that he was touched on his unit in broad daylight by Hollywood execs. Hey, thank you for standing up. If everyone had listened then, we wouldn't have the shit we have now.
Did
Mad
he
props.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It almost ruined his career.
Man, now we just have to start a band called Hollywood Unit.
But we're taken to the jail, and there he is, locked up. He's punching people, and he's like kissing people without, consent.
His teeth are beautiful, though.
Yeah,
Alright,
he's been
that
there for-
man's got some nice teeth.
He's been there for 3 years.
He looks
is in
good.
peak physical condition.
Perfect tan.
They're like, we got to get you out of here. And he's like, well, they're going to hang me. And so they do.
Yeah, just for giggles. Like, hey, we just met this man. Oh yeah, that's also the man we're gonna hang.
Right now, conveniently.
But luckily, he's been training it up the David Carradine way.
Neck squat.
Oh,
Oh,
next
no.
squats.
He's got
Yeah.
that,
Next squatch. What?
he's got that thick.
Yeah, just hiding in the closet, choking
That's a
himself.
thick ass boy.
You can't do that.
But his fucking neck. This man falls every bit of 10 feet. It's a really
Absolutely,
cool
yeah.
scene. It's
Yeah.
a really fucking good scene. Practical effects, it looks really neat. And he's being hung. But his neck, number one, does not snap.
He's
he doesn't.
being hanged.
Sorry.
That's right. He was hanged at the beginning of the movie and spends the rest of the runtime hung.
Oh, but at this point, they're like, okay, well, let's bargain. They bargain. There was a mild clubbing, a little bit before that. They get him free.
Yeah, all the while the bargaining is going on, he's hanging there like wiggling around from his neck meat.
He's fine.
But yeah, just shake it off.
Man.
But I will say there is no rope burn. There is no bruising. He is 100% fine.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, he just fucking flexed up one of them Shaolin monks that can bend the rebar. With
Oh,
their
he didn't
neck.
want to flex too hard when it broke the rope. No show for anybody.
He's just like, step off, bro, and just flexes up, and the fucking shit blows off.
That's gross.
Could have left whenever I wanted. I was in it for the free food.
He's just 3 years of gruel and he loved it.
Come on, you gonna hang me again today, bros? You fucking pussies, let's go.
He's in the best shape of his life.
Yeah, see if it happens again.
Next thing I have is something about David Tell with a fez and Egyptian ninjas. I don't know.
Hey, you leave Donnie DeVito out of this, alright?
Yeah, that's the Looney Tunes haggling that gets done. I'll give you $50. No, you give me 100. I'll give you $25. It is rabbit season.
Yeah, web season, duck season.
But, we got Brendan Fraser. He shows up now that they're, freed him and he's ready to go on this expedition. No questions asked.
But he's cleaned up.
Oh, yeah. He's
Like-
hot.
Like,
Ruby Rod.
the minute he gets out of prison, how did he get all that stuff?
He got a haircut,
clean, primped.
new clothes,
Yeah.
and a bag of guns.
That's true.
So at this point, he's definitely looking better than the emo desert warrior guy.
We talking
Yeah,
about
at
Chris
this
Canyon?
point, yeah.
Yeah,
Chris
Chris Canyon. He's at the bottom. He's with Benny.
Oh,
You guys talking about Pre-Malone?
yes,
Yeah.
Free
Okay.
Malone. And now we're treated to fucking ninjas. Egypt ninjas with Egyptsu.
Do they have connections?
No, this isn't Miami Connection, but nice try.
These are the ninjas of the Nile.
Friends for... It's my father!
Yeah, for some reason, overnight, you can just buy a whole crew for a boat and say, hey, let's go after this imaginary city in the middle of fucking nowhere.
And everyone's down. They're
Yeah.
like, fuck it.
Trashed.
I live in Egypt. What else am I gonna do? Look at the fucking sand?
You know what? These people
It
just...
seemed meaner than it should have been.
Yeah, seemed very aggravated. These people gathered up a league of extraordinary gentlemen, and they set sail
They were
aboard the
okay.
Proud Mary.
I'm a Russian submarine pilot.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody's just happy. They have these almost like they're high school football teams. They just have this camaraderie or
Yes.
something like that. You got the Americans.
Instant camaraderie. They're like, we're gonna go and find stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like they never got over their 4 touchdowns at Polk High School.
Oh shit, they're all Al Bundys.
Yeah. No, ma'am.
Oh, it's like no mummy.
Oh no. The biggest uns you'll ever see.
It's a new issue of Biggins, Peg.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of these references because I never watched Married with Children.
How in the hell did you
What?
not watch Married with Children?
It always looked pretty stupid as a kid. I don't know.
fucking
I
great.
never watched it either.
It's good.
We actually watched some.
I've
was
watched
this
like
morning?
what, an episode?
Love every-
I was like,
I mean, fuck, it had Kelly Bundy. You could have watched for that alone.
Hey, fucking
Yeah.
Peg Bundy.
They did
Yeah.
have
Nobody wants Kelly when you got Peg.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with you there. The redeeming
Oh.
factor was gonna be, it's got Christina Applegate, so
I mean,
Alright.
Leela from Futurama.
Look, Christina Applegate's really pretty, but Peg.
she ain't got no titties though.
It's all
had
about the
cancer.
titties.
Yeah,
It's fine.
but no.
We get treated to another little thing with women can't. You have her in there, and she's in her room, and she's like, I'm gonna hang up my clothes. But apparently, she's so incompetent, she can't even do that.
Oh no! It turns out she's like Helen Keller the whole time.
Okay.
But then she's like a fucking superhero then. If she can't see, hear, or talk.
Yeah.
But she's doing all these things.
And she can
The
talk to camels.
eyebrows work like antennas, and they feel vibration.
Oh, is that why her eyebrows look like they do? Because she's blind and can't see how to trim them?
Oh no!
They're just drawn. She's like, this is what people like, right?
Oh, it's just a line.
It's the 20s.
It's just a line.
It'll be back.
No, the roaring 20s.
The roaring twins.
Sponsoring Hot Topic. Oh yeah. All these guys are on the boat, they're just being like guys being bros being dudes or whatever. And Evelyn just fucking being
Oh.
How's she being a hoe?
She knows what she's doing. At this point, she's in that sheer black, like,
I mean the way she's so
top,
the
with
way
all these men, no other women.
well with the way she's operating, how klutzy she is, it's like she's on like some Egyptian spectrum. Like I don't understand. Like she needs like for some reason she goes from this strong, independent, smart woman to needing help at every facet.
Yeah, she really
Holler if you're ready for this, Charlie.
she really becomes the Willy of this movie from like no,
From Free Willy?
No, it's talking about Brendan Fraser's Willie.
Oh,
I'm talking about fucking Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I thought we were
Willy
going
the,
Gilbert Grape here.
Oh,
I love you, Gilbert.
You know what? I'm just gonna take. I'll take Groundskeeper's Willie advice. Don't touch Willie.
Don't touch
Good
Willy.
advice. Good advice.
But now the ninjas show up again. They want the key. They can't have the key. Casual flaming murder.
Yeah, and they send the most beat up fucking dudes on the face of the planet. This guy's missing a whole hand, and his face looks like he fucking just walked through a wall of fire.
Yeah, they send the Egyptian Candyman.
All it's like, hey, melty claw man. Just
What's some Egyptian candy? The baklava man. I don't know.
that's good. The closest thing I got is Turkish Delight, and that is
Turkish
very
Delight, man?
obviously Turkish. Fucking tumnus.
the Tums Festival.
But he shows up and he's like, give me the key. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get it. So
Yeah, like I don't know. Okay, this guy is menacing, right? Because he has that ragged claw, but
It does look cool.
It's so fucking worthless, and he uses it like it's an actual extension of his body.
yeah, he's trying to grab shit with it. Like, gimme.
Yeah, he hasn't quite leveled up the claw yet. It's just like a stick, a knife.
So he's not quite Dr. Claw yet. He's still like in,
Yeah,
Claw medical school.
he's just like Professor Stab at this moment.
Oh.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna talk about how things escalated so fast. There was a fight. Then
my
everything's
God.
on fire afterwards.
Everything was made of. This is pre-asbestos, so you light a cigar on a boat and it goes up like the fucking Hindenburg.
Just somebody sneezed. And even though it's a sneeze,
Yeah.
And
there
then
was
just
fire.
Dudes running on fire.
Yeah.
there was a lot of dudes on fire. There was a lot of flaming tapestries.
Yeah.
There was a shootout where no one needs to reload guns. The entire thing ends with everyone jumping off the boat.
I mean, the fact that like all the Americans had just like a bunch of cowboy shit to barricade themselves with was just fantastic.
Yeah, like, what are you guys doing? We're hiding behind these horseshoes and whiskey bottles.
Yeah.
And eventually, for whatever reason, Brendan Fraser finds the need to throw Rachel Weisz overboard.
He's kind enough to ask if she can swim before lobbing her into the propeller of the ship.
I mean, perfect spiral, just whoosh.
He threw 4 touchdowns at
Polk High School.
Polk High School, yeah.
God.
I bet you I could throw this here woman over the mountains.
Don't do that.
Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico.
Yeah, just
But then, hard cut to them being in the desert. Man, desert.
there's a lot of desert, and boy, does it take their time to show you how much time it takes to get the fucking Hamunaptra.
Like 3 fucking minutes of desert fade in, fade outs.
A lot of
and
camels.
Wipes.
We ain't found shit.
And then guess who shows up?
Emotel.
No, not Emotep. You're ahead of yourself. No, it's the other
Spoilers.
guys on camels. And they're like, leave the gasoline and walk away. And it turns into Mad Max on camels. And a dude gets camel trampled.
Dude, Benny eats shit.
Like, this isn't a personal attack on Benny, the actor or the character. This is an actual attack on Benny by the camel. The man is doing the stunt with Brendan Fraser. He falls off the camel and goes under its legs. You see the camel's right kneecap crack the fuck out of him.
He did.
Now, he ain't dead, but he ain't happy.
He ain't right.
Major pain.
Yeah.
He ain't thinking right for the rest of his life, I'll say you that.
You want something to take your mind off of it? Yeah. But for some reason, as stated before, everybody here has like this camaraderie, like this fucking high schoolish kind of thing, and they're racing through the desert. They get to the secret spot, wait for the secret time for the secret city to come out of its secretiveness, and Hamunaptra, all in his glory,
shimmers into existence literally out of nothing. And no one takes a moment to bask in this.
No one's like, wow, that looks amazing. Wow, that just appeared in front of our faces.
No, instead they just, yeah, camels!
Yeah,
fucking take off.
I would have thought, I ain't seeing that. That's a fucking mirage.
Oh god. Oh damn, I dipped into that whole Egyptian pipe.
And then, they make it in, and everyone's setting up camp together. These men were just fighting, knocking each other off camels, and then they make it inside the city, and they're bros again.
Yeah, they just slapping each other's asses and tying each other's horses off.
Makes no fucking sense.
You know why? They're men.
You're right.
Because they're men in tights.
But you're not wrong. I mean, I would be like, bro, I'm getting there first.
Just a bunch of dudes being bros.
And then we're treated to like here's the temple, Aziz Light.
So even though there's this camaraderie, both like the Team Eevee and Team Americas, they go their separate ways, but wind up in the same place 5 minutes later.
Every time they come to a head with one another, it immediately escalates to violence, but then de-escalates with a quip. They're like, guns, guns, guns! Fancy meeting you here. Guns away, handshakes. And it's like, but what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I thought they were going to be like, they go from guns, guns, guns to bitches leave.
Yeah, I mean, true.
As soon as an extra dies, the fight's over.
Oh,
They get their
Yeah,
run.
that's true.
that is a
That
perfect
true.
fucking point.
I mean, this movie punishes the extras.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean,
The
like,
most horrible deaths.
it's like, if you were, okay, shout out to the folks who were slaves in the 30s. From the bottom of my heart, my bad.
Like, these poor fuckers, even in this film, they stand no chance. Okay, there's a trap. What are we going to do? Use that guy.
Yeah, they're just
Oh
cannon
no,
fodder.
here comes beetles. What are we going to do? Use that guy.
And they're not even quiet about it. It's just like, okay, we're about to do this crazy thing and open this chest. And the guy's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Help.
Get the helpers.
Garçon.
Because these dudes don't speak English. They don't know what's going on. They're like, well, this is Booby Trap with fucking, pressurized salt water. And they're like, wow, what's that going to do? It'll burn your flesh off. They're like, oh my God, get those guys to come open this.
and they're clearly spooked, like, oh, please don't.
And then they do it, and then they get killed with the pressurized water, and then the guy's like, there ain't no such thing as curses or booby traps. It's like, motherfucker, y'all just read and prevented yourselves dying from one by using the help.
It's like, I ain't nothing. My family melted in 1903.
1903, I
Oh,
love
that's
you.
good.
Then we have Dave Attell, who has somehow wandered off from the group.
I do not know how he lost anybody. The last time we see him, he is literally like a stone's throw away from Jonathan. He's not very far at all.
And now he's crawling through a 5-foot, diameter passageway where he emerges in front of this door with like scarab holes, and some of them were already missing. So someone else has come in there at some point and fucked with these scarabs.
And I would like to preface this entire next scene with, he didn't deserve it.
No, he didn't.
He's such a sleazebag, he's such a womanizer, he's such a piece of garbage, but in reality, the death that he got is fit for like a super villain.
Yeah, he's the casual scumbag. You can almost laugh at his debauchery.
By the way, when we're talking about these scarabs, just going back just a second, there was a line I'd like to point out from Mr. Brendan Fraser. Bugs. I hate bugs.
Snakes. Why
Yeah,
do they have to be
that's-
snakes?
That's exactly fucking Indiana Jones. Come on, man.
Like I said, you can rip as much stuff as you want off, as long as you play it with some style and be uncynical.
Yeah, it's clearly an homage.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's not like he's running around with a fedora.
And it's one of the better ones. Like, have you ever seen Romancing the Stone?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fucking love that.
Directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
Shout out to my BTTF fan.
So we have Dave Attell here. Not really Dave Attell, but he's like, oh, look at these scarabs. I'll take some because they're jewels, right? Nope. They're actually living, evil, deadly super scarabs that
Just bugs.
tunnel into his feet, under his flesh, which prompts him to rip open his button-up shirt, revealing his man titties.
They are definitely straight up medium titty.
You could bean dip them all day.
I mean, given his location, those were some serious Nefertiti's.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, they kind of come to life like Egyptian nanomachines.
No.
Oh my god. I hope not.
That's what I was thinking.
We forgot to mention that underneath of his button-up shirt
Is a Persian rug?
yes, he's a fucking sweater. Just as hairy as Robin Williams under there.
Oh no. He's just like a man ape.
Oh.
Oh man.
This is one of the first scenes where you get to see some actual bad CGI. Is just that lump
Yeah.
traveling.
Yeah, it's like he's got some tumor or like whatever, like traveling towards his brain.
It's a scarab.
Got it out of me.
I don't have a speech impediment that's actually a scarab lodged in my speech area of my brain.
Okay, the CGI might be bad now, but as a kid, that was cringy. Anything under the skin moving is super cringy. I don't like it.
The idea is still solid. Like that
Yeah.
whole thing, like this poor guy, like it crawls over his rib cage, bites into his heart, crawls up his neck into his brain, and just gnaws through his little temple right there.
Makes him run head first into a brick wall and knock his ass cold.
Yeah, that was just. I hope he died. I hope he did it. I hope he killed himself.
Cold my ass.
Jersey Shore style.
What?
Situation ran straight into a wall one time. Concrete. Knocked itself out.
Sounds like they got a situation over there.
Situation.
Oh.
Wow. That's fucking stupid.
Oh no.
I mean,
Like, there's a difference between, movie madness and real life. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that shit.
Hey, Jersey Mike, sponsor us.
you got a sub shop.
Come DJ my wedding.
Oh. Which one he is Jersey Michael?
Whoever, I don't give a fuck. They're all DJs. Right? Don't they all just sit around and be like, bro.
bro.
Constantly.
His name is Mike, though, right? Mike the Situation?
Yeah.
Jersey Mike?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sub shop.
Ah, man.
For real, though, there's some good dishes.
Oh, man.
But that's
Chandler over
that's
there after
literally,
the situation's
they don't say
meatball
anything
sub.
else about it. That's it. They're just like, oh, I guess he's dead.
Yes, he's dead. Yeah.
Did they find him?
Yeah. He runs his head into the wall in front of him.
And they're just like,
Yeah.
okay, next scene.
Yeah, it's like, whatever. I guess it's Egypt.
I just hope it was fast, man. I hope he just ran straight into that wall just to put him at his own
These
misery.
foreigners are wacky.
Oh, but he's not a foreigner in his own land. Those
Yeah, but
wacky
they
Americans.
view him as a foreign.
Even in their own country.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some hate.
That's some manifest destiny bullshit.
And then cut to them sitting around the campfire, drinking 12-year-old vintage wine with zero respect for the dead man. He's like, he may have stunk, but he had good choice in wine.
and he didn't even pour one out for the homie.
No, not even a fucking drop.
Speaking of pouring one out for the homie, what I've got here today is Golden Monkey from Victory Brewing Company. I don't actually know where this is from. Oh, I don't know. I think this is from like Philadelphia
Egypt.
or something. I don't fucking know. I didn't look too far into it. Anyway, I've just been drinking it. I don't know. It's a Belgian style triple with added spice. And that's pretty much what it is. It's 9.5% alcohol by volume. You guys had some of this yet?
Yeah, I had a bottle to myself, and I have to say, it is a beer. It's tastes like a beer. After second thought, beer.
Yeah, Sam. I had a couple of sips, and all I had was just beer.
It's a little bit more bitter than like the last beer we had on the Turtle Cast, but I guess V for victory.
I think this is actually really good. It's got a lot of those banana and clove notes that you get from a lot of like wheat beers, but it's
Like, you can actually, the banana hue, you can pick that up. Because whenever you said that, Eric had just blown in the bottle, and I got a whiff of that.
yeah, there's like banana and bubblegum, clove. It's almost like a really high gravity wheat beer, but I didn't see anything about wheat at all on it. Might use some of that Belgian candy sugar. I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
So, whenever you were describing all the different flavors, all I could think was those, like, 25-cent runt machines that you crank and all the little candies come out.
Oh.
The seeds.
Yeah.
Like the
The fake banana flavor, like
Yeah!
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
the bananas were were my favorite.
Everybody's
Yeah.
favorite. That and the red apple.
Yeah. I mean, it's safe to say this beer uses a banana for scale.
Anyway, speaking of golden monkeys,
Yeah, speaking of golden monkeys,
That funky monkey blue.
Brendan Fraser is about to show Rachel Weisz his monkey bone.
Ooh, he was
Oh,
in that?
man.
Yeah, he was.
That was awful.
With what's the Chris Kattan?
I love Chris Kattan.
And, God, what's her name? Nope, that's a different movie. Never mind.
No,
Go
no,
on.
no, no. That was that monkey bone movie. He, like his own like little animation monkey guy was like a total asshole. I'm sorry, Brandon Fraser.
Hold on, I gotta go spank my monkey.
Oh,
Oh man.
That's what I remember from that movie.
And all of a sudden, this Rachel Weisz, she's like, you know what I want to do? I really want to kiss you right now, Brendan Fraser, but conveniently, I'm going to pass out and for laughs, fall face first into your crotch.
it's just the end of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Bum bum bum. Ba-da-da.
So the next day, the secondary crew of Benny and the Jets.
I've been thinking it the entire night.
good.
Then
I
you
can't
should've-
stop.
you
I
should've
did.
threw
I
it
already
out.
said it.
Did you?
Not now, like on here.
Not
but
out
earlier.
loud.
I don't think you said it out loud.
I said it during the movie, sir.
Did anyone else hear it?
I did not. Cannot confirm.
No, I just thought
Filth
it was-
and lies.
this is bullshit.
They uncover a box full of exposition.
Thank God.
They start explaining what's going on in the movie and the curse of Emotep and all of his lovely booby traps, and that anyone who opens the box, he's going to have to come and take their organs and so on and so forth.
And all the American pals are just like, yeah, I'll take 2. Perfect.
Yeah, and the box of organs inside looks like some candles you would have gotten from Home Goods with like a carved eagle head and then a moose.
Well, thing is, that's where I keep my healing crystals.
You have to, because if not, they lose the spiritual energy.
Well, it's all about that moonlight. You see?
I think you're onto something.
Dancing in the moonlight.
Everybody!
I don't even remember who I was talking about, but there's a guy that looks like Hank Azaria that I really wish was Hank Azaria, because it would make things a little bit more entertaining.
So the main baddie, he falls asleep with his Book of the Dead. And
Wait, is main baddie Jumanji Daddy?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
main baddie is Jumanji Daddy.
Yeah.
I
Pop.
love
Poe
that
didn't
actor.
know it.
That was actually from Chandler earlier, but I stole it.
No, it's for me. Papa Manji. Yeah.
I'll take it though.
Sure,
Wow.
it's a free for all, just whatever.
Rock and roll, free for all. What's his name?
So the baddie is asleep with the Book of the Dead.
And he's got to be like the soundest sleeper on the face of the planet, because this is like a 20-pound black gold book, and she just tears it out of his hands, and he's just like, boop, slaps himself in the face.
Zero response to this lady pulling this 20-pound book out of his hand. And the thing that blew my mind was he didn't notice it, but Brendan Fraser, who was like 10 feet away,
Oh, yeah.
quote unquote, asleep with his finger on the trigger of a shotgun, is like, that's called stealing.
He's on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. He just sleeps entirely too lightly, almost cognitively, with his finger on the trigger of his gun.
That's pretty much me, to be honest.
Click clack.
Somebody just like creaks in your room. Better call an ambulance.
But not for me.
Yeah.
Amber lamps.
All the amber lamp.
Chandler's motto is stay strapped or get clapped.
Clapping him butt.
So they open the book, and of course they have the key. That's, you know, the MacGuffin piece that they had earlier, and they say the magic words: Klaatu, Varatu. The what?
You know you don't have to whisper.
The Chucky thing. What are you talking about? Oh! And then they say the magic words: Adwi Andu Dambala. Give me the power, I beg of you.
What?
From fucking Child's Play, whenever Chucky's like touching the kid, getting the power to put his soul in the kid.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Dude, I
remember it
love
from
the
Bride of
Child's Play
Chucky.
movies.
Oh, well, I just
watched all of
remember that woman falling out of that window backwards, but also forwards at the same time.
Yeah, she's like, ah, jump.
Yeah.
Same window from The Crow, man.
Really?
Read the
Paint
Legion
your
Solo
face and
Crow.
shadow
Oh.
smile.
I'll tell
It
you,
looks like it.
I've never seen Child's Play, but I've seen Bride of Chucky probably 20 times.
Is
Shit's
it for
good.
Tiffany, not Tiffany Amber Thiessen, what's her face, with the titties?
Yes.
Oh,
it
Jennifer
is
Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly
Jennifer
with the
Tilly.
titties, yeah.
Oh, Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
I love it.
voice is so small because my titties are so big. But yeah, they say the magic words, and there's a gust of fart wind, and the demons have awakened.
They activated some kind of like Wi-Fi password or something. The place comes to life.
And then they go exploring to be like, well, what woke up? And there's a dude with glasses, and we literally get an entire Scooby-Doo segment of this guy falling down, loses his glasses. They get stepped on. He goes, "I got my glasses."
Is this the John Mulaney guy?
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, just like Velma loses his glasses and oh, hope nobody fucks me or nothing.
Yeah, and then we got Daphne. Daphne's over there, and that's, the female lead. She leans against the wall, and sure enough, it's a fucking trap door. There she is on the other side.
Damn it, Willie.
And then the mummy done snuck up on the guy with the glasses.
Oh.
Not only does he take his tongue,
Oh man. But you finally get like a face to face with this mummy, and it looks like someone broke his down.
he looks like he's made out of spaghetti.
It's a little rough. It's almost bad.
His mummy
Almost?
pants that are covering his ass look like khakis.
Oh god.
Look, Shake from State Farm.
Well, she sounds ugly.
Oh god.
Well, she should. She's a mummy. There's a bit where it screams at Brendan Fraser like, "Roar!"
Yeah, there's like a wacky, almost Abbott and Costello moment where like, oh no, there's this villain. He's like, roar, and Costello's like, yeah, roar to you too. Let's get out of here, champ.
Yeah. And Brendan Fraser's like, "I'm American, roar back!"
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
American Eagle.
Ka-ka!
And he shoots him, and he has the gall to run outside, and the guy's like, "You shouldn't have done that. Now the mummy's going to kill everybody." He's like, "Nah, don't worry about it. I got him."
Yeah, he's like so confident. He's like, I got a gun.
It's like, I shot him. He's like, "The mummy is not of this world."
And this whole conversation is kind of like right after they got out of the place, and this whole time the mummy had been chasing them, so he's like right there.
He just listening.
Yeah.
He's just listening to him talking shit about him, just like roasting him.
Yeah, you got like Egyptian Van Helsing out there fucking giving you more exposition. The mummy cannot be killed by conventional means. He must do this. He has to sleep in a crypt by night. If he is not at home by 3 o'clock, his mummy gets mad.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, Sand Dracula.
Oh yeah. Good
Khal
old evil
Drogo
head.
doesn't do shit the entire movie.
He doesn't.
But tell them what not to do, but then he goes and does it.
Don't do this. But I'm gonna do it.
I'll show you why you should not do it.
Benny gets captured by the mummy and becomes a thrall of the mummy.
Look, there are a couple times in this movie where the most Weasley people have the most genius ideas of saving
Yes.
their own skins.
Yes.
Benny, this entire time, you could watch. He has a ton of jewelry, like Mr. T. He starts spouting off every piece of religious script he could possibly muster,
But not only that.
pre-Wikipedia.
Not only that, but he's doing it in different languages. At least 6 are referenced.
Yo, I got this cross. Does that work? Nope. No, I got this moon. Does that work? No. No, which religion is the right? Oh, I got this Star of David. Is that good?
I'm just glad he spent that $5 for the charm bracelets at the bazaar.
Oh, they got me Lucky Charms on St. Patty's Day.
Oh no!
Anyway, the Star of David does actually have an effect because it's the religion of slaves.
Why don't we get slaves?
Slaves? I love slaves.
Actually, maybe we're reading it a little too literal. Maybe he means the Slavs. The Slavs, guys.
Yeah, it's a typo.
Yeah. It's like, those Adidas fellas.
But I didn't know that they speak, Abrahamic languages.
Oh, for a second I thought you said Abrahamic Lincoln. And I was
Yes.
just
That's also an option.
What are you speaking? I'm speaking that Abraham Lincoln.
like, 4 scores and fuck you.
So are you saying this is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter because of
Dang,
the
dude.
Sand Dracula?
Mummy.
Fire back!
Yeah.
Gold from my butthole, good! And that's how he pays Benny. He reaches down to an undisclosed pocket on his naked self and pulls out jewels. Maybe the family jewels.
I mean,
The khakis.
it's the,
Cargo.
okay.
the khaki
cargo
argument
pants.
returns.
He
I was
has
thinking-
like 6 pockets down there.
I feel like he has like some Pharaoh branded
Tactical
fanny
gear.
pack or something.
And while this is going on, apparently everyone went back to the hotel to just chill out.
Well, the thing is, the boat doesn't leave until tomorrow, so they're just like, you got me. I'm just gonna just hang here.
We get this cute little argument between the female lead and the male lead, because they're together and now they like each other because they're both attractive and they're in close proximity.
So
What else are you gonna do?
Are you talking
Magnets,
about
how do they
Harrison
work?
Ford and that other lady?
That's a whole different movie.
Oh.
But
Or
yeah,
is
same,
it?
same thing. It's the same thing.
Be gentle, Indy.
yeah. Oh no.
This is straight out of Temple of Doom.
And then we cut to the fellow who had his eyeballs and tongue removed, once again being visited by the mummy in an iron mask, escorted by Benny.
And since he has no eyes, he doesn't realize that he's surrounded by bad guys.
Realize would have realized realize.
Surprise.
Damn.
And he pulls like the old classic surprise motherfucker. Oops, it's Imhotep, and he decides to just go ahead and suck the rest of the life out of him.
And this is where some shit starts getting wacky. Everyone's down at the bar drinking wine, and all the wine turns into blood. Everyone spits it out, of course. They run outside, and there are fucking meteors raining from the sky. If he has the power to summon meteors, why does he not just continue to summon meteors and be done with it?
Well, once you run out of ammo, you gotta start using your secondaries.
He didn't have another level 3 spell slot.
I mean, that's a good point, but if it's good enough for Sephiroth...
Well, I mean, you know, being in that coffin means you're AFK for 2,000 years.
Oh, he's just sitting there, he's got it like tilted so the stick moves so he doesn't get kicked for inactivity?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he still look juicy.
He's the last person on the server, too.
These are all game references that I don't get. Can we talk about Magic the Gathering or something?
I thought you were going to say, Master Chef.
Well, I mean, did you watch Final
Ooh, Master
not Final
Chef.
Fantasy?
I can talk about that.
Did you watch Dragon Ball Z?
Nope.
Zed.
Because this isn't even his final form.
His power level is certainly over 9,000.
It is, until you introduce something that he's very scared of. The man's terrified of pussies.
Cats, that is. You know, that awful movie from 2019.
People hands.
It's not just the regular cats, it's the Taylor Swift cats.
Oh, no. CG boobs.
I don't know. I heard it was good.
I want to see it.
That's a lie. It was not good.
I do. I want to watch it for the cast.
You get to pick one of the two, Cats or American Beauty.
Cats.
Cats.
All right.
Well, one's an actual good movie, you know, in your
Wait, does that have Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Awful person, amazing actor.
You got to be able to separate the art from the artist,
Yeah, that's why, you know.
I still listen to Michael Jackson.
even though he be deep gazing into buttholes.
Oh, God.
I
for
mean,
hours.
it's not that it's buttholes. It's little boy holes.
Oh, no. He wrote that song Pretty Fly for a brown eye.
I don't think that was that him?
Look, we're getting into uncharted territory here.
Back on topic, the dudes are being dudes. They're all drinking up a storm because that's what you do when you're waiting for something important to happen. All hell raining loose, literally, on top of Egypt. And they're just like, huh, you gave up pork.
And no one wants to listen or do anything until Brandon Fraser is like, do it! So if he raises his voice, they immediately listen. The man has literal volume control.
Oh, yeah. I mean, back in the day, if you were a loud man, you controlled the world.
And guess who's there? Oh, it's Benny.
Yeah!
Benny has to run and sling himself out a window.
Sounds like a Pokemon. That's his sound the whole time, right?
Ooh, like when he pops up,
Yeah, exactly.
he's still like, na 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 na. Benny uses runaway, smash through a window.
Yeah.
It's super.
All the while Benny escaped.
The fucking English show.
Oh, the Benny Hill?
Yeah. Benny's like hitting the road. He's like, man, shit's hitting the fan. I'm out of here. But just so happened runs into Rick in the gang.
Who the fuck is Rick?
Rick
Yeah.
O'Connell, yeah, him.
Oh, I don't know his name.
Yeah, that was his fucking name.
Confusion.
Are you talking about
Brendan
Brendan
Fraser.
Fraser?
Yeah, Rick O'Connell.
And so then they go up to the bedroom and he's like, what are you doing here? He's like, nothing.
Oh no, that happens right after Benny tries to run away in the same room. And unlucky for him, there's a chair in Almighty Fraser's reach. And he hucks it perfectly at him in the back of his skull. Just,
Which is my favorite scene in the whole entire movie.
it's just that fucking accuracy, man. I mean, the guy's great with guns, girls, and fucking seating arrangements.
He's got that perk tavern brawler.
Oh god.
Anything within reach is a weapon.
Oh, his fucking gamer tag is Chair Force 1.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that's good. Because it ties in Harrison Ford too.
But it turns out that, you know, Sand Dracula has shown up and he's sneaking into old girl's bedroom by going through the keyhole as Sand.
Oh, Mr. Sandman, man me as sand.
He goes and gives old girl a little kissy kiss, like some Sleeping Beauty shit, and Brendan Fraser kicks in the door and he's like, click clack, motherfucker, and you think it's a shotgun, but he pumps a cat and he's like, chick,
Laser cat.
yeah, and it just meows at him, and dude does like a pirouette and runs away.
To be like 2,000-year-old priest or whatever, he's very diva-ish.
He knows he looks good.
Benny has to make his escape, and whenever they get outside, Imhotep has apparently taken over everyone in the city,
Is this the clans meeting?
roughly.
Okay. Now I know where we are.
Clan
He
with a
also,
C, right?
he also uses his John Coffey attack, where he opens his mouth and sprays out the flies.
And, oh my god, these poor working level guys and women just...
Are they working or are they slaves?
I mean, you have to work it off.
Indentured servants.
Or, exactly. A dentist's servant. I'm like, he spits the scarabs out of his mouth, and just so happened he just shuts the window so they all bounce off and just fall into the street.
Oh, is this like that Papa Roach video?
Is it?
Where
I
people
think it is,
die.
yeah. I think they stole this from Papa Roach.
That's scary.
That's what happened.
Ew.
So now they had to get away in the Indy Mobile. They all run outside and get into what looks to be the exact car from Indiana
You know,
Jones.
Short Round pops up. He's like, "Where are you going, Dr. Jones?"
He's like, just drive.
I can't hear you over your alcoholic stupor.
That's a drive. And then they drive. And there's a bunch of nonsense with some, zombie dudes. And we get a
These are
really
mummies.
zombie mummy.
Zombies, mundies,
Ooh,
whatever.
Zumba.
Zumba.
Yeah, a bunch of Zumba students get out of class early. and start
Microsoft
chasing.
Zunes? Oh.
Ooh.
So there's this one stunt man that we rewound this like 3 times to take a good look. And this man breaks his fucking leg. Has to.
I mean, this guy ate shit for our entertainment, so this one's to you.
He jumps off the side of this car into what appears to be a
It's like a mailbox or something?
telephone pole.
No, it looks like
What?
a telephone pole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a big.
Did they have telephone poles in 1923?
It
I
looked
don't
metal.
know.
I mean, it would have still just been like a power line pole.
I mean,
Egypt though?
Yeah, that was like a civilized area, Chandler. They're
were-
not savages.
they were-
In
What's your
1923 though? I don't know.
Power lines have been run on poles since forever.
Forever?
Literally.
Forever ever?
Forever, ever. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Miss Jackson.
never-ending story.
Falcor!
Yeah.
So, this guy jumps off, smacks into this pole, and it looks like his right leg, at the knee, wraps around the pole the other way. If this is a dummy, sure, whatever, it's fine. If that is a man, holy fuck, kudos to you, guy.
Yeah,
He's
poor.
dead. What do you mean kudos? He's dead.
That's the second person who's died. The Benny stuntman and this guy.
Panic when the dude falls off the back and just smacks the
Propeller.
propeller. It's just thunk. Whoop.
Yeah, oh, that poor guy. I just picture Goofy in my head. Wow! Hooey!
So, they get to where they're going, and guess what? It's the man himself. He's grown young again.
Imhotep is all one piece. He finally eated enough ass.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna go gobble up this booty, and I'll be feeling better.
Just like it's groceries.
And then we
Eating
got...
booty like groceries?
They make a trade for their freedom. They have to give him old girl, since he thinks that she's Nefertiti or whatever. And they'll get to go free. And they make the trade, and he goes, kill them all. And during this,
Fucking Metallica.
yeah, we get, Egyptian Urkel, old Benny, or Billy, or whatever the fuck his name is,
Bieber.
Also known as...
takes off running, and they drop down into the sewers while being attacked. Now, the father from Jumanji gets killed here, but there's no need for him to make this sacrifice. None whatsoever. They all jump down into a sewer hole. They all could have easily gotten into the sewer hole. But this man is killed by people with sticks, and not good sticks at that.
Well, I mean, it was his fault for picking a melee class in such a big horde.
Yeah, terrible idea. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to go melee, you at least got to do a two-handed weapon, something with some range.
I'm pretty sure he could have just, started going Imhotep.
It works later.
And it
Well,
would've
just
worked.
because he's the head of the library that Evie worked at doesn't mean he's smart. Everything with the information's been knocked over by that dumb bitch. There's nothing
Yeah,
left
the
to
stuff he
learn.
wanted to read, she ruined.
She still works there, by the way.
Oh, still an employee. After this adventure, she has to go back and
Is she
clean
on the
up.
clock? Is she getting paid for this?
Field trip.
So, the boys and the gang, they escape. They're somehow through the sewers. Now they're in the middle of the desert, searching for old boy Captain Flyman or whatever from World War I.
Winston Van Winkle.
Winston Van
You
Winkle.
talking about Wilfred Brimley?
That's
Yes.
true.
Okay.
Good old Desert Wimley.
Desert Wimley. Yes.
Or
And
Brimley, or whatever.
I liked Wimley. So he's like, we need your plane. He goes, well, if it's going to kill me, I'll do it.
And they're just like, all right.
Yeah. So
That's weird, but it might.
dudes
Alright.
literally strap themselves to the wings.
I'm just thinking like, he's like, it's a dangerous thing. It might kill you. And he's over there just rubbing his nipples. Yes! Finally.
It's the only way I can come.
Look, Khal Drogo is so happy.
Yeah, he is. He's
like a little
smiling
kid
so big.
at an
I mean,
amusement
he
park.
seems like the kind of guy who didn't know that air travel existed. So he's like, finally, after 10,000 years, I can fly like a
I'm
bird.
like a bird, I only fly away.
Nelly Furtado, get at us.
So these guys are strapped to the wings. The plane takes off. They fly magically right to where they need to be because everyone knew exactly where they needed to be because of plot.
You go towards the giant sand face.
Well, it didn't have a giant sand face until they showed up.
Yeah,
There
they're
was
actually,
a Sandado.
That's true. They were flying back to Hamunaptra, but it can only be accessed on land at a certain time of day.
Yeah.
So how are they going to fly there if they can't see it?
Plot.
So anyways, they get caught up in this fucking sand mess, right?
It's a sand face.
The sand face.
Yeah, Desert Nick Cage, he just scrambled up some, like, this giant sand
National
nami.
treasure.
He conjures up this...
They burnt the Declaration of Independence earlier. Fuck!
Oh, no.
That's why he's so mad.
Oh, that explains all the gold. That's the national treasure. Damn.
You're
But the
welcome.
nation is Egypt.
Don't ruin this for us.
Our moment gone. Yeah, he conjures up this sand nami with his face in it, and he's trying to gobble up the plane like it's a fucking NES game or something like that.
Like it's a dick.
That's Chandler's line. Chandler's like, that is my line.
Damn.
He was like, I was going to say that.
That's my move. He took my move.
So, you think they're going to save the day. They don't. They crash the plane, and everyone survives except for...
Poor old Sergeant Sandman.
Oh, and he's getting sucked down into...
Diabetes.
Yes!
Oh,
the wasteland that is diabetes. And he's like, I don't want to be in here no more. As it pulls him beneath the waves of sand.
And the band plays as the Santanic sinks into the desert. Almost said sand again.
Desert sand. The desert oasis. So,
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
not before, fucking Chris Canyon can go grab the
Chris Canyon.
mounted gun off of there and become Islambo.
Oh no! I remember that.
And all of a sudden, they're just kind of shooting some mummies. The movie really picks up at this point,
Yeah.
and it's all action, action, action. And all the mummy man has to do is stab the female lead with a knife.
Yeah, she's tied down to like this sacrificial table, fucking dried ass Anoxunamun's right next to her. She's covered in rats.
She's still looking better.
Oh no!
Marginally.
I was going to say marginally.
I mean-
she's a little dry.
You have two lanes, A and B. You have eyebrows or burn victim. It's up to you.
The
Either
eyebrows
way is
are
hard
so
to look
bad,
at.
though.
The eyebrows have to go.
You want to shave them all off?
I mean, if they were at least all gone, you'd go, I understand why.
I'd rather have the dusty bitch, though.
The dusty bitch, just
Dusty
moisten her
bitch.
up a little
What
bit.
you gonna do? I'm about to go knock the dust out this
Little-
bitch.
A little
she
bit of
comes-
water-based lube.
She's
Oh.
aggressive.
Think
she
about
loves you.
It worked for Conan. He found a rusty old sword, he beat it against the ground, and then he went on to conquer the world with it.
And if you don't believe it, then to hell with you.
And all he has to do is stab her. But he doesn't.
He's easily distracted, like a kitty cat. The thing he's afraid of.
This
Jonathan walks up with the book of the
the book of life.
Book of Life.
He's like, I got a golden book. He's like, is that the menu for Captain D's? Let me look at that shit.
Yeah, he's
I'm
like,
hungry.
dang. Is that Hush Puppies 2 for $5?
He's like, Captain D's, please.
He walks away from his clear opportunity to be legitimately immortal.
He says, this will make me immortal, but it can wait.
The opportunity's wide open to take it, but he could have had both. Like, Jonathan has the book that he wants. He could just stab, immortal, kill Jonathan.
Yeah, this is definitely like that episode in season 7 of Dexter where there's that the girl on the table that he's about to just stab through
His
the
love
heart.
interest?
Yeah, and then he fucks her instead.
That was a pretty hot scene. I remember that.
Yeah.
Instead of killing him, he instead gets real fucking happy because apparently he has an elite guard that he had forgotten about because they come out and he's like, oh shit, these guys. And he starts standing around smiling.
He's like, yes, Everything's falling apart. A part of my plan. Perfect.
Excellent. This is working out great for the sequel.
I do have other slaves.
Think about it. He wasn't smart when he was mortal. Come on. Let me smear your makeup.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, "Let me
you ain't
smell
wrong.
ya."
He's
ain't
not
wrong. He's not a smart guy.
He's just good looking. I'm just saying.
See, that's what happens when the blood rushes from your brain to your obelisk.
So, while this is going on, apparently Jonathan reads from the Book of Life, and that gives him control of all the mummies who were going to kill Brendan Fraser, but now are not, and instead go to kill Oksana Bayul. And she's like, "Oh no, don't kill me!" And fucking Emotep is like, "Oksana!"
As he's walking out the door backwards,
He's trying to like get the fuck out of there. He's like, "No, I'll save you."
As he's like on the phone for his fucking side bitch.
Yeah, he's like, "You still free to that?"
Nefertiti, where you at?
And then she's doing a
No,
triple
it's
Lutz.
Oh, and then they fucking kill her, and he still just starts running towards her finally once it's too late.
He's like, shucks.
Whatever.
Rick freed Evie, so Evie got out so she could read the book. She's the only one literate in this whole shebang, I guess. And she conjures like this chariot from the underworld to steal his semi-immortality, his powers away from him.
It's like a spectral chariot that just runs him the fuck over.
Y'all seen Ghost, or even Vindicators 2 on Rick and Morty? Dude had a ghost train like that.
He getting the ghost train run on him?
Yes.
Oh,
Dang, dude.
Then he just walks up and gets stabbed by Brendan Fraser.
No, okay. Brandon, he didn't even move.
No.
He walked into that knife.
Yeah, he's like, "Kill me," and then he goes and lays in a sludge pool.
He's in the poo-poo water.
And then, as all great Egyptian pyramids are, Benny, while looting, has triggered the self-destruct device.
It's not like this double key turn thing like you find in the good old Soviet bloc. No, it's just this light switch.
It's playing right out in the open.
that's his trap card.
What are you gonna do? Anybody could lean on this accidentally, even if things are going great. Man, I like it there.
Man, even Egyptian contractors were cocksuckers.
That dude was like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah.
Just wait. One day, I'm gonna pull this lever.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he keeps calling me slave. I'm Jonathan.
Yeah. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
So now they all have to get out of there, and they're running while everything falls apart. All the important pieces somehow magically fall into sludge. Sequel bait.
Oh no, all these MacGuffins are gone. And we have this like cool little scene where they're like running back through all the scenery, which is really beautiful. These are all great sets.
Yeah.
And we get to this we get to the National Treasure Room,
Yes.
and everybody's just like, no, okay, let's get out of here. We gotta live.
I mean, but on the way, you could have literally
Gold?
grabbed a handful of coins, and it would have made no time difference, just as you passed.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. You could just kind of just grab whatever, just like kind of take a knee. Whoop.
Yeah, you don't have to get too much. I mean, think about it. 2 handfuls of gold. How much money is that? At least 10 grand?
That's a lot of money. I mean,
a
back
lot
in the
of
days,
money.
that's like several desks of cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know, those kids in the Goonies got away with it. Why couldn't they?
Because, hey, you guys, this movie isn't that movie.
Oh man, Brendan Fraser like
Unfortunately, it is not.
whips
that
out a
movie.
Baby Ruth.
Oh, I would have ate it. So, the whole place collapses, and they get out and away. And it not only collapses, the whole fucking place starts doing this weird shit.
It implodes. It like
implodes,
folds over
yeah.
itself. It's
Yeah.
almost like suddenly I'm an origami.
Yeah, it's like the tectonic plates themselves are coming up out of the earth and flipping over to hide anything. Like, all the bad stuff has now been pushed into lava.
It was a choke slam straight to hell.
Good God! Good God!
And there's a sweet moment right at the end. Evie and Brendan Fraser, they kiss, and it's like, oh wow, so sweet. All the while, good old voyeur Jonathan's just like, I don't think I should be watching this.
Maybe I'll kiss this camel, and it's like,
Bites his face off.
yeah, dude, it's got some sharp looking teeth.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Last Crusade.
Yeah, Last Crusade. Just like into the sunset, story ends, and off to some Egyptian music with the credits.
This movie for me is real fun. You can't help but chuckle at some things. Brendan Fraser's really putting his heart and soul into this. I give that man credit for this role. He's never once not fully committed. He knocks it out of the park.
There's something about this movie that just screams adventure. I love watching it. It's just one of those movies where if it were on TV, I would certainly finish it. It's kind of like in the same realm as Twister for me. Just in that ballpark, and if you haven't caught it, Watch it. It's got to be way better than that fucking Tom Cruise mess.
I kind of like the Tom Cruise one. Sorry.
Is that your review? Because I'm keeping that.
I like the Mummy. It's alright.
Speak
I've
of them.
seen it like a million times.
Yeah, same. I'm on the same page. I've seen it a million times. I also think it's super fun. I'll always watch it if it's on. It's just one of those movies where I'll do that.
I thought it was pretty medium. Like, there's probably no reason that I'll ever watch this movie again. It was okay the first time. It was okay this time. I understand it a little bit more this time. I know what goes on. I don't know why the fuck it goes on, but alright.
You're being such a Benny right now. God damn it.
What do you mean? Oh.
So that was The Mummy, specifically from 1999. If you have any comments about the show or the movie itself, leave them in the comments below.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Tap that little bell icon on the right if you want to see us do this another time.
Make sure you go and check us out on all of our different social media accounts. We've got an Instagram, a Facebook, a Reddit now, a Twitter, and we have an awesome administrator constantly pumping out new stuff for you guys to get out there and check out. So make sure you do, or we'll come over there and we'll suck out your faces to make, more mummy folk.
Hey, Camel Man.
I'm the camel man. And that's a podcast.
Yeah. So, like,